For more than 20 years, Saul Mendoza has made his mark on the road as a wheelchair racer. And as though winning 10 Paralympic medals is not impressive enough, Mendoza has countless wins in major road races around the world. Welcome, Saul Mendoza.
Hey, Bob. Thanks for the invitation. I'm very happy to talk to you.
Hey, man, it's been a really long time. You and I had many fireside chats over Los Angeles Marathon wins and wins around the world. How you been all these years?
I've been pretty good. I try to keep myself in shape. And especially I'm in Texas now full-time, helping develop Paralympic programs around here. We have a lot of new kids coming out. And we have from a 6-year-old all the way to high school kids that we're sending out to college. So I'm very happy to be part of this program. And mainly, it can be in shape. I have to train with them.
Oh, I know. And you're still going at 55 years old. Hey, we're going to get to that in a couple of minutes, Saul, but I want to look back over a little bit of your career. When I look at your athletic body of work, it's really impressive that you've been able to succeed at distances ranging from 1,500 meters to the marathon. And I've always been curious because, some guys like Jeff Adams become specialists, but yet you have that big range. How is it that you were able to win over distances from 1,500 to a marathon all in 1 year?
Well, it was pretty interesting because my training program was very specific, and I chose the Carmichael training program at the time from 1999 all the way to 2004. That is the forte of my career. And Carmichael training program, basically Carmichael was Lance Armstrong, the cyclist coach, and they designed my program. So it was pretty interesting because the beginning of the year I did long distances, 10Ks, 21Ks, all the way to marathons. And then through the summer, I just focus on the track. So I have this base that I built through the year. And that way I can change to the track and do the 1,500 and 5,000 meters.
Yeah. It was pretty incredible because I saw how you peaked through the marathon portion of the season, the LAs and the Bostons. And then as you would approach Peachtree, you honed up those hill skills and got better at the track going into track season. It really was impressive that you were able to maintain a peak as long as you did and as steady as you did.
Yeah, like I said, the program was well designed through the years. And something that also helped me is that with this program, I was doing what we call sleeping high, training hard. So what a lot of people didn't know is that I was doing a lot of altitude training. I would go to the Mexican mountains for a month, train full time there, leave everything. Sometimes we don't even have hot water out there, that training facility. And I got fancy. Then I will go to Brackenridge, get an apartment for a month, stay out there, train, bring my family. At the time I have a little guy, was born in 2008, Paul. And that's part of my training, the altitude training. And that helped me a lot.
Hey, man, I'd like to go back and rewind a little bit and focus on some of those LA marathons. You and I these were races where, I don't just see a result. I saw you race pretty much gun to tape, and you had to do it under many, many different circumstances. I remember rain, I remember heat, and I remember guys like, look at, the list of people that you beat: Heinz, Frei, Ernst, Van Dyke, Krige, Schabort, Franz Nietlischbach. This was the cream of the crop, my man. You had to really do a lot of work to beat these people. What was it about the LA course that was so specialized to you? Was it just that it was so varied with the hills and it didn't have one specific thing? But what was it about LA?
Yeah, the other thing through altitude training is that I was doing a lot of hills, so I became a climber. And the LA Marathon fit perfect to me. I was used to climb every day, 2 to 3 hours, and the altitude, 13,000 feet. And the LA Marathon, there was a time that it was designed perfectly for me, for my forte. I remember attacking in one of the first hills, probably mile 5. And after that, I just keep my pace, and that really make a difference.
As I look back on those races, Saul, I can kind of conjure up, one where Ernst van Dijk out sprinted you, and I can conjure up another one where you went pretty much wall to wall. I mean, it was really an end-to-end battle with Krige Schabort. Do you happen to remember that one? Because you guys, I mean, it was a truly amazing race. You guys were like two prize fighters. You duked it out end to end. You made the right-hand turn, and you were just able to out-sprint him.
I just have that extra power with my sprint that I came out of the track, came out of the 1,500 meters, because I still, even though I was practicing for the marathons, I was still doing a lot of track in my program, and that paid off that afternoon. Another day that I remember too real well is finishing the marathon with Heinz Frei, which is a legend in the wheelchair world at the time, hold a bunch of world records. And that was a real positive win for me, because that sent me out to fight with the best, with the strongest, and give me that confidence after beating the best guy in the world.
Boy, you aren't kidding. I think that was the 97 race, Saul, and it was really, it was a pretty stunning race. I caught the end of that not too long ago on tape, and you guys had a really, really great battle going in. Aaron Gordian was hanging in there. You guys were climbing a little steepy. It wasn't a big hill towards the end, but boy, you took the turn and you got off first. You were well into your sprint, but Heinz Frei, that guy just never gave up. I mean, going towards the finish, he had maybe like 5 more strokes and he might have clipped you at the line.
Yeah, that hill that you're talking about, I knew that was my last chance to make a difference on Heinz Frei. At the moment, I didn't think about winning. I was just thinking about be ahead and give me some extra time to finish at least the same time. But I was too excited, I guess, up the hill that he couldn't catch back at the end.
Hey man, let me fast forward to 2000, the games in Sydney. So the exhibition event for the 1,500 meters, that was a very special event. You can win a lot of races in your career, but this is one race every 4 years. And it's really pretty much a crapshoot. You are going into a race of 4 laps with 8 guys who all are probably separated by tenths of a second. So here it is. Take us down that last 90 meters. You've done pretty much all the race, and here you go. And like I said, it's a crapshoot. 200 meters, you come off that turn. You must remember that.
Yeah. Well, I have to confess that I remember that every day. This is the number of the Olympic Games right here with the pictures at the end. And that really made a difference also in my life. The 1,500 meters where I thought I was out of the race because we have a little crash. And me and the French guy, Claude Sorat, were all the way to the back. At the time, I also developed a 300-meter sprint. So I was waiting for my moment to finish that race because nobody expected that. Everybody was ready to sprint from 100 meters to 150. And then I was just ahead of everybody. But in this race, 1 lap to go, as soon as they sound the bell, everybody flip over, we fall down, we crash, and me and Claude Sorat were all the way to the back. So the only thing I can think of is put my head down and start to push as fast, as strong as I could, and start to go around the package. Finally, I catch back, 100 meters to go, past the whole pack, and then I was ahead. By then, it was burning. I was so tired that I thought they were going to catch back, but at the end, I just put such a big difference that I ended up with the gold medal in the Olympics. 130,000 people in that stadium that night. It's the same night that Kathy Freeman was winning the gold medal, and and some other Olympic athletes. That make a big difference not only in my life, also the Paralympic life in Mexico, because at the time, not many people turned their heads to the Paralympics, and then after that, the local TVs decided to come and show the Paralympic Games in our country.
I got to tell you, Saul, I've seen you win a lot of races, but I've seen that picture more than one time online where you're standing there in the middle and you got your fist out. And I can tell you that there was a real moment of joy in your eyes. I mean, you knew you had accomplished something big, something bigger than, well, only a few people in history have ever done.
Yeah, that was a tough race because a couple of weeks before the Olympics, we went to Switzerland, the 60 fastest times to the world, and we have to qualify for those Olympic Games. The top-notch racers were there. Everybody wanted to be in the Olympics. We have that exhibition. That's something that nobody wanted to pass. So the competition in Switzerland a couple of weeks before that, it was already tough. So by the time we make it to the final in the Olympics and share Norm's food with all my superheroes, the Olympic guys, well, that was a quiet experience.
Experience of a lifetime. Hey, Saul, here we are all these years later, and you're still giving back. You work with the Texas Regional Parasports. You're guiding, injured soldiers back into life. You're guiding people, just disabled people back into sport. Talk a little bit about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and the difference that you're making.
Well, Bob, I got polio as a kid, and sports always been part of my life. Since I developed and since I started to do my rehab as a child, I knew through the sports that I can actually achieve all my goals, that I can reach all my dreams. And that's what I want to do in Texas Paralympic sports. We have a lot of kids in the middle of little towns, in the middle of nowhere, that if somebody found some of these kids, we come in with a $3,000 racing chair and bring it to them, talk to the coaches, and we make sure they get included in their track program. And I think that makes a big difference in somebody's life, especially kids with disability. And that's why we're looking at Texas Paralympic sports.
When you and Wendy formulated this idea to form the regional parasports network, how did you go about your design in terms of how it is? I know that you're very particular about or passionate about bringing the soldiers into the mix. What is it about that particular angle that's really special for you?
Well, we were very lucky because 10 years ago, U.S. Paralympics have these programs where they wanted to develop different cities around United States. And one of the programs was the one in Texas. So that's how we started with the support of Paralympic sports. And U.S. Paralympics start to donate this money, but there was a time that they ran out of money. They didn't have any resources, and we have to find our own money, our own sponsors. And we got in touch with the foundations around here, and they are the ones that support us. San Antonio, the Burke County Medical Center, is the first door when somebody comes from overseas with some type of injury. Most of the time, they do their rehab at the San Antonio Rehab Center. And that's how we get involved with all the soldiers 1 year, get them involved into their new life as the sports as part of their rehabilitation.
Well, you've done a really great job, Saul, as a motivator, as an athlete, as a person who just continues to make a difference and give back. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. And we're trying to reach all the people with disabilities around Texas. And we're very proud of this program.
Thanks, Saul.